Good morning, Spring EDT 520 class. Thank you all for your work in week one. Each week I try and release a video that just kind of brings some closure to the week before and then also will introduce the week that's coming up. So thank you all for jumping right in. I know it's a lot to get the photo and to get into all the different documents. I really appreciate the efforts you all made in jumping into the navigation and forming our class community. I also really appreciated the comments and reflections you all offered in terms of how the experience of starting this class makes you aware of some of the online learning and how do you translate some of those learning principles to online. I appreciated all the positives. Please feel free also to point out negatives if there are things that are not working. I realize in the first week of class that may have not felt like where you were going to start, but do feel free to let me know if there's ways that I can continue to support you feeling included. And what I want to go through is just kind of wrap up some things from last week. And one of those is just to reiterate that the expectation is that you are not yet an expert with APA. I realize that may be a long time since you've ever used it, or perhaps because of your discipline, you've never used it. So appreciate you working through that, and also want to let you know some of my philosophy about assessment. In this course, I really take an approach that it's your learning, and that if you submit and it's not there yet, if it misses the mark, or if I give you some feedback, that you are welcome to resubmit or to revise and resubmit. So appreciate the fact that that is something that you can do in order to work on these skills. And use your resources well in order to do that. APA is really a recipe, and you just have to start to learn the recipe so that you become comfortable with it. So again, thank you for the work there. I will be going through and giving you feedback over today and tomorrow on the assignment A. When you log into Blackboard each time, I will update the welcome message, usually about once a week. I do try and let you know when I've posted it, just so that if you've been recently in, it will flag you. So the video will appear here once it's done. A reminder that this Thursday is the Adobe Connect session. I'm offering it twice, really very much the same session. Based on your responses, these are the times that I'll be looking for you. If you need to change that, if you would just send me an email and let me know so that I know when to expect you. And that's mostly if you're having technical difficulties and those sort of things. If you're new to Adobe Connect, then what you can do is down here, you will need to test your connection. There may be a download. I'm forgetting off the top of my head right now. Please use headphones during the call. It will make all of our audio quality much stronger. And when you go in to join the meeting, you'll use this URL right here in order to join. I'm usually on the call early, especially the first time. So if you want to get on and test your audio quality, test your connection, I highly encourage you to do that. And if there's a technical glitch during the call, not to worry. Usually if you just exit the call and re-enter, it's just fine, okay? The other thing that you'll note on the welcome page is that there's this folder now called previous welcome messages, and what I'll do each time is, the welcome and those things will move into that folder. So if you ever are trying to recall where something is, you can always check that folder. And then week 2 launches tomorrow, and for that, what I'm going to ask you to be doing is really looking into these 3 frameworks around how we integrate technology. And in order to do that, I've given you a graphic organizer here. It's really for your purposes. It's nothing I'm asking you to turn in, but it may help you to kind of separate out what the different pieces are. So for each of the frameworks, I've given you a short video about what is it, and then a reading that goes along with it so that you can start to understand these frameworks. So there's the 4 C's, which is critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. There's the TPAC model, which is technology, pedagogy, and content knowledge. And then the SAMR model, which is substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. And we'll use these frameworks again and again to kind of be lenses through which we look at different tools. So we will spend a lot of time with them. What I'm going to ask you to do is there's kind of 2 parts this week, just a brief response and discussion on the classroom stream. And for this, asking you to try and make that first post by the 28th, and then on the 30th, that will give folks a chance to respond to each other. And then what I'll be asking you to do is kind of take each of the different readings, and it's basically just an annotated bibliography. This is to help you make sense of the articles, to continue to practice with APA, and to begin to prepare for kind of the next step, which is you really taking a position on technology integration. And that will be in week 3. And then I'll be asking you to just sort of add a reflection there. So in Google Classroom, you will find, that's the rubric. In Google Classroom, you will find that you each have a document where I'll ask you first just to tell me again about your personal context, and you can just respond right here with a few sentences. Then the video, you're going to pick one of the 3 videos. Then the 3 readings, and then just a reflection on kind of where you're at with this processing, so that we can continue to move along to this. When you open the assignment, you will see that I've added the rubric. So when you're in the assignment, there's 2 documents. This one you can actually type right into the bibliography and reflection. And then the rubric I'll use to actually give you your feedback on the assignment next week. So please do leave both of those documents when you submit. And again, when you're on the classroom stream, if you're looking for assignments, there's the tag of learning evidence, and you're welcome to select that, and anything that's tagged with learning evidence will come up. Or you can always view all your assignments and they will come up here. Obviously my profile is a little bit different than yours, but you will see all of your assignments there. So as always, be in touch with questions, and I'm really looking forward to working with you all this spring. Thanks so much for the work the first week.